Good morning, art buddies, and welcome to Bricolage with Pink Girly. Get your tassel on. Gonna make, I hope, at least 2 tassels today. And when I mostly think about tassels, I think to add them to the spine of my journal or to the edge of a page if it's a little one, stuff like that. But I think the last time we made some, I made one and put it on my handbag. I'm going to show you. I made myself this little sack. See if I can get it up here under my counter, up under my camera. So this one I made mostly in blues, got a little bit of red there. And it's just, really kind of a mess. But it looks cute on my little sack. So like to hang one on a tote or a backpack, something like that. I think it's really fun. And they're easy to make. And most of us have scraps laying around that we can use, especially those of us who have recently been taking apart chindi rugs. So good morning, welcome in. And I've got Teresa here this morning. Good morning, Teresa. And we've got Kellyanne. Kellyanne had a picnic yesterday. She said it was a lot of fun, so that's great. That's kind of a struggle for me. I'm not too good at being a mingler. So I'm glad you had a good time, Kel. And then we've got Miss Angie Brown. Hi, Angie. And then Jacqueline just came in. And Candy. Hi, Candy. Good morning, ladies. I was just sitting here tearing some of these strips. I wanted them a little thinner. Maybe I still want them a little thinner yet. I'm not sure. But when you tear fabric, you get those little dusties, kind of. Let's see if this will go. All right. So for those of you who may not be aware, especially maybe some of the replayers, a chindi carpet, I have been going, okay, and just working on Christmas cards. Cool. We've got a store not too far from us and soon to have one very close to us. Good morning, Gail. Called Five Below. And they've got, several things in there that are more than $5. And the chindi carpet is one. They're like a throw rug. And they're not like a throw rug. They are a throw rug. But if you snip all the little stitches that hold it together, there's all these little like bundles almost of fabric. Now this is just, not great for fabric, but it's been so much fun. Look, this ring's not going to work today with that ripping and tearing fabric. They're so fun, especially for someone like me who I love to dig and rummage and not know what you're going to come up with or what you're going to find. So just like digging through buttons for me, you never know what you're going to find. I don't know. I guess it could be considered a personality flaw. But I just loved taking these apart. Now at Five Below, I'm sure you can get them other places. At Five Below, they're $5.55. And the rugs that I got were huge. Now, Jacqueline sent me one. That started this whole obsession. But this one here was a different color. It was all beiges. It was, like a light rug you'd put in a bathroom or something like that, light colored. Well, then the next one I saw, see now like this piece here, see it's got a little bit of a stain or something on there. But, you can either cut that away. That might be thin enough, that piece. Or, some stuff, you're going to glue it down. You could probably even use this to stuff a stuffed animal or something if you're making it. Now I just feel like I want my strips to be really thin. Now, the other thing I like about this, and this is all like crappy crappy material. You see it comes apart like it frays. It only goes so far, but these strings can be a little annoying. But it's double-sided. See, like when I some of the fabrics that I have in my stash, it's not the same on both sides. It's got like kind of a white side, like that calico cotton. You can still use that to make a tassel, and it really looks fine. But this is nice because it's the same on both sides. So whichever way your tassel flips, it looks the same. So that's kind of nice. And I've just done quite a few little projects, and I still have tons of fabric. Now, people have recommended to wash them first before you take them apart, which I did not do because I am over anxious. But, that's just how I am. So now I'm and not all of it tears very nicely. Well, some of it, I don't really know, Gail. They probably throw all different kinds of things in there. I am not an expert on sari fabric. So like this stuff here that I'm tearing now looks like it could be sari fabric, but see, then there's a couple others. Oh, in this particular bunch, I don't know that it would be sari fabric. So I don't want to be misleading. I think it's just crap. Just junk, really. Oh, that's a good idea, Candy. Never thought about that. Yeah, that would work nice. So I've got a pile of very colorful, so I thought I would do a tassel like that. Now, who do I have calling me? Oh, we're gonna have to wait because I don't know who that is. Boontown, New Jersey. No idea where that is. So now you have to decide a couple of things. What fabrics you want to use if you're going to make a tassel. What you're going to use to make your tassel on. And how you're going to, tie it together. They're the main things you need to know. Now, of course, if you're going to put it on a journal, you don't want it too big, right? So, and you might want to consider the coloring of your journal if you have fabrics that work with, I mean, if you're doing a journal cover that's, say, like a natural color, you can put anything with it, or black or navy blue. But if you're doing a journal that's purple, you may not want to do a tassel that's, lime green. Well, no, that probably will look cute. But you know what I'm saying, something weird. Or if you have a tote bag, like say you have a tote bag where you throw in your crocheting or your knitting, or you're going to go visit a family member and you're going to take a bag of something to work on while you're sitting and visiting, a tassel will look cute attached to that. I love having mine on my handbag. It's kind of like a sack, like a shopping sack. It's not really, well, I throw my wallet in there. And sometimes you pick up a bolt of fabric, that's on the clearance rack. He's like, oh, I like the material. I like the fabric. I don't know what I'll ever do with it. You can rip it up into strips. Now I tear it because it's easier on my arms. This stuff has been tearing pretty easy for me. I realize not everybody can tear, and some of you may be good at cutting. I could not cut this. That would make me crazy. But with this with this fabric from a chindi rug, it's already in strips, and you can use it. Most strips, I think I already ripped this one in half, or maybe double this wide. But see, it's real flimsy and flexible. So now I sent some to Jacqueline, and I think she said she put her chindi fabric in a laundry bag and washed them, and they smell real nice, and they cleaned up, pretty well. Because I was concerned if I just threw them in the washing machine because of the way some of it frays, it would just come out like a big bowl. So I haven't washed mine. But I'm not going to wear it on my body, and most of it looks okay. So I pulled out some ribbon, because you can certainly use ribbon to put your tassel together. I'm sure there's a lot of different ways to make a tassel. I'm just going to show you how I make them. And then I had gotten a while back, I had ordered something from this gal. Gosh, I don't even remember what I ordered from her. But I ended up getting 2 packages for her. She had 2 customers with the first name Lorraine, and she sent both packages to me. So I had to send her back, the stuff that wasn't mine. Oh, excuse me. Still trying to catch up on my sleep, girls. And she was so thankful that I was willing to send that back to her. And, I did it in a timely fashion. She sent me more goodies um, as a thank you. So all these threads she sent me. So I thought I might use a piece of, some of this today. So I just pulled that out. This came in with her stuff. You want something that's strong. You can certainly use embroidery thread. If you have some cotton thread, I'm thinking, like the crochet cotton that you make doilies out of, you know. Yeah, it was very kind of her. She didn't really have to do that. I mean, she paid me for the shipping. It's not like it cost me anything, it was just a little bit of my time. So that was very nice of her. And and you want to build your tassel, I think, on something that you can then hook it onto something, hook it onto a strap or a belt, or your spine of your journal. And so I just pulled out a couple other things that I have that I think will work. Now this is bigger and heavy duty, and I bought these because I made that tote bag. Oh my gosh, I got my yawns on. Now I'm yawning like crazy. I don't know why. Well, I was up at 5, I guess. I guess I do know why. So this has one of those little latches, hooked right to it. Now you can get all this stuff on the internet, but a lot of us that have been crafting for years, sometimes you got some of these gadgets, in your stash. Good morning, Laura. How are you? Nice to see you. Laura has been online, and she's going through, Laura, what is it called? She's going through a 40-day off sugar thing or something. So if that's something you're interested in, maybe Gail could find it. But Gail's so good at that. Gail, maybe could you find Laura's channel and put a link in for her? That would be so sweet. Thank you. Um, so you might want to join her if you can catch her. Laura, do you have a specific time that you're coming on and doing that? Or is it just kind of whenever your schedule? Thanks, Gail. Gail's a great mod. Now, look, I've been saving some of these, and I don't know why, but I'm thinking you could probably build a little tassel in the loop of this uh, soda pop tab, you know? 40-day sugar fast. There you go. It's biblically based, and it's a video. Oh, it's a video, not a live. Okay, so then you can catch it. Thanks, Gail. So then you can catch it and watch it at your leisure. Okay, I just wanted to give you a shout out for that because I saw those popping up. Um, So I'm not sure if they would work, but you could certainly try it. I'm just trying to think of some things outside the box. Now I got some of these D-rings also because I use these to put the straps on my tote bag. You're welcome. This is an old Timmy gizmo, which I have no idea what you would use this for, but see, you could clip the tassel onto something and build it here. But you could just build it on thread. I've done them just with a thread too. And of course, that's not going to be as sturdy. But maybe like if you have jewelry findings, you might have some bigger jump rings that you can build a tassel on. Of course, you can build tassels with just beads. But today, this is a fabric one. Now, I've got these little binder rings. I don't know how great they would be, but you maybe want something that you can hook your tassel on so that you can then hook your tassel onto a garment or a bag or whatever. And I don't have too many large beads, at least large beads that I can find, but I pulled out just some that might work to decorate some of my fabric. And you can also stitch buttons on, charms, all that jazz. You have, you guys have ideas. And then I pulled out my box of little broken jewelry, and there might be some beads in there, it looks like, findings. We'll just see how it goes today, right? So as I'm gulping. So let's see, my first one, let's go. In here I just have needles because I'm not sure it probably wouldn't work for a bead. I'm thinking about, how I'm going to get that fabric. I mean, it squishes, but the beads I have, the holes aren't so big. So I'm not sure how that's going to go. We shall see. So I just have my little tray here. So I just got this because I'm always looking for needles with bigger eyes. So some of these, see, that's a pretty big eye, but that's not going to go through a bead. At least not the beads I have, I don't think. I don't think. Oh, and the other thing is the littles are coming. The littles are coming. Getting a visit today. So they're coming. They'll be here around 1. So I just want to kind of get at it, see if I can get something accomplished. And they wanted to come tomorrow, but I have a hair appointment that I've been waiting forever for. So tomorrow didn't work for me. So let me put this little tray of goodies aside, and all you want to do is have your fabric ready. You want to get the ring that you're going to use, and I think I would like to use, that's really heavy duty. I think I'm going to use this one because it's got that big hook on it. What did Ange say? Ange said, I don't want to be rude, and then it went bloop, and I didn't see it. Let's see. I'm going to stop crafting because Mom doesn't want me to do nothing but what she wants me to do. Oh, I'm sorry, Ange. That's not very good. So I'm going to build my tassel around this. So I have that available. And then I think I want my tassel maybe to be, see this, see that's all cattywampus. It's a little chibbit there on the end. I'm going to trim that little bit off. And so say I want my tassel to be about that long, which might be a nice length for on a tote bag. I'm gonna hang mine on another bag. That I have bags all over the house, girls. Is that hard to believe? So I just fold it in half to see what I might like. I just eyeball it. So then you flatten it out, lay it straight, and then you just start layering your different bits of fabric. And I make them as much the same size as I can, but certainly you might want a piece or two longer, a piece or two shorter. What I didn't pull out is some other types of fabric, like maybe some tulle. You might have some tulle or what are some other fun fabrics that are kind of soft and pliable. Of course, again, here I don't have a whole lot of space. Now, like I said, these are all neutral colors, but see, once I get, now you could measure, guys. I don't really, am not much of a measurer, right? And I was thinking I could pop in a different color just for a little pop of color here, but now I'm not so sure I want to do that. So I'm just going to start laying them out. Now, see, this one got all kind of all hairy and cobwebby. I'm going to trim that off. Uh, Life with the elderly, huh? We didn't have that problem really. Mom was too loopy to really know much of what was going on. Now, like I said, you could use wider, but depends on your fabric. If your fabric is on the stiffer side, you may want it to be a little thinner so it has some movement and some flow, if you know what I mean. Now, you don't want to get too much or too thick because you need it to go through whatever ring you're using. Now, if you don't have any kind of a ring and you're just using thread, then you don't have to worry so much about that, really. I didn't pull out any twine. Yeah, tell her it's therapy. That's a good idea. Is it because she doesn't want you to injure your hand more, Ange? Maybe she's a little anxious about your hand. Okay, that looks kind of yucky, so let's get that trimmed off. Jacqueline and I were saying the other day to each other, we love those salvaged edge pieces of fabric. So, some of those would look cute. Some of your coffee dyed muslin and stuff, that would make a cute tassel. And then you might want to include some ribbon. I don't know if I have any ribbon that I can get to easily. I have ribbon that I'm thinking about tying this up with, but here, this might look cute. See, here I have some pink. So let's just see what this looks like. And if you don't like it, you can always remove it, before you get it all working together. So I'm going to put that little piece in. And it's a good way to use up some of your scraps. Now you might have a girlfriend that has a project bag. And you could, hey, Andrea, good morning. Yeah, ignore your mom. That's what my kids used to do to me. Okay, let's see what else we got in this pile. I should have pulled out some twine. I think would look cute in here. And then the thinner stuff, if you put ribbon in or a piece of twine, that's easier, I think, to attach a button or a bead, So then once you get it, now I like my tassels to be thick and chubby. So not everybody may like that. So you have to kind of gauge that for yourself. and see, you know, what you think. So once you get it to where you think you might like it, you need to get it through your little holder thing. So I just twisted mine so I can pull it through. Now that's not chubby enough for me. See, that looks really kind of sickly. So all I'm going to do is just lay it flat again. I'm just going to keep adding some more fabric. So I got a whole pile. Now, if you have a, you know, a swatch, it'd be more than a swatch, I guess, or maybe the end of a piece of fabric that you really like, you could sit in front of the TV and just tear strips. And then when you're ready to make a tassel, you're ready to go. You don't have to sit and fuss with it, you know. This one's a little shorter. I'm going to put it in there. This one sees just got a little bit of pink on it here and there. Is it coming to me? I don't know, Ange. You never know. It might happen. Oops, hit the camera. I'm so sorry, Uncle Albert. I'm so sorry. Boy, these strings are really going crazy today. For whacking the camera. Okay, let's see. The Phillies are playing, well, they finished last night playing the Dodgers. So the games don't start for me on the East Coast till like 10 o'clock at night. Oh my gosh, I'm such a diehard Philly fan. It's like I hate to go to bed without watching the game. And I don't like to watch it. I don't like to watch it recorded. I just like to watch it live. And I know baseball's a long season, but for me, it's a short season. So, all right, now probably the easier thing would be, but why do easy? Is to take all this out and then retuck. But I'm going to try it this way. I'm going to just try to stuff those extra bits in there. Now, if I hold the original strips down this way, I should be able to gently pull these other ones through. And then you just want to line them up. That guy got loose. Got loose. That's a little more like I like it. But see, in this particular ring, it's not really a ring, it's kind of squared. But see, I still have all that space where I could really put fabric in there. Now, if you have a hard time, you could use a pair of tweezers, maybe a crochet hook, you know. Let's see what else I got here. Just looking at my other, I might like to have some of that in here. Okay, let me get my other wad of chindi rug fabric. Now this is one that had obviously a lot more color in it. And then I have more that's more like reds and oranges. but I just spotted something that looked like a sage green. I'm going to just see how this looks. I might like that in there. I might. You know, the other thing too is sometimes you see, look how pretty that is. You might have some old scarves in your drawer. Remember we used to wear those little like silky satiny scarves? Like, what do you do with them? This is pretty too. I don't think I want 3 colors though. Let's see if I can get a couple strips of this. Oh boy, look how pretty that is. See, this is like I don't know what you would call this. It's like it's sheer, but it's kind of got lines in there, but it's patterned. Boy, that's pretty too. But see, and I got that. Oh, you know what? I got that pink. Hold on. I've got that pink ribbon in there. Maybe I'll do this. Maybe I'll do the pink. That gives me more wiggle room. See, now look at this crazy piece. This is how it was in the rug. This is like a stitched, selvaged edge. What if I can tear that? Yeah, see, this one's not ripping as easy. That's just a little skinny. These are a little shorter. Hmm. See, now this piece, I'm getting into a whole different color scheme. This is kind of has like a shimmer to it. See, I'm liking that, but we'll see how it looks. It's my tassel, right? I can do what I want. It's my party. I can do what I want. You would cry too if it happened to you. Do 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 do. Da da dee dee da 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 da. La da dee dee dee. That might be a nice little contrast if I put a couple of those in. Do 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 do. Boop 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 do do. All right. I'm not usually this yawny this time of day, but I went to bed late and I got up early. All right, so now if you're going to add in different colors like this, like see how I did the beige and then I decided to add some color in. If you lay in like this and put it in, that's how it's going to look. So you might want to think about, starting over. And kind of just spreading it out and adding these little bits in and restacking. No, we don't have anything else to do, right? You can always zhuzh it too once you get it in your little hook thing. Boy, this fabric is so pretty right there. That's very pretty. It doesn't look too bad. All right. Let's start at the very beginning. A very good place to start. This guy's really long. So my husband says to me earlier, what's that wooden tool you use? And I'm like, wooden tool? What are you talking about? So he gets up and he comes over by my chair, and I have this little plastic tub sitting there with, my nail file and my cuticle cutters and stuff like that. And he pulls out this tool and he says, this. I said, well, first of all, it's not wooden, it's plastic. I didn't realize I dropped it. It's my pokey tool. It's like one of my favorite tools. And here the dog found it, and she had it out in the other room, was chomping on it. She finds stuff we would never find. And then he put it there next to my, I would have been looking for that for 6 months. I would have never discovered where it was, where he put it. Ay, 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 ay. Instead of saying the dog had this, where do you want it? Now, if you want more color on the outside, then you have to put those strips on the outside, because what we're going to do is we're going to be tying this down as tight as we can, right? And last night, I knocked over a spool of thread. I knew she would get it, but it was late. I was half asleep. I woke up this morning with thread all wound around my arm. Yeah, she had the pokey tool. She didn't get poked. If she got poked, maybe she'd stop stealing my stuff. But, like, I don't even know most of it that I've dropped it until she, has destroyed it. I should just keep the door shut. Mm. Okay. Now, lengthwise, I don't know how much thread. Okay, Laura's off to work. Have a great day. Be careful. I will. Thank you, Laura. You have a great day. Thanks for coming in. I appreciate it. I'm supposed to be drinking so much water. Whew. I'm not good at it. I'm not good at it. All right. So I like how this looks. I'm not too crazy about how this looks. So I think I might just twist some of this and kind of flip it. Now, to decide what I want to wrap around it. Certainly this would be an option. I pulled out other, what's in my tray? I love this ribbon. when I was making my light bulb ornaments, I used a lot of this ribbon. Isn't it cute? Just got a little bit of a shimmer to it. It's very flexible, easy to use, and to me it looks so nice. But I'm not sure that I want to use that for this. Let's see what I have, what other options I have. I have quite a few options. I didn't even go into the, like the twine drawer. Twine drawer. Oh my gosh, I got threads everywhere. Oh, Candy, I'm sorry to hear that. Okay, sweetie, you take it easy. Hope you feel better. Yeah. Well, if I go with what is working here with the colors, that gold might be nice. That might be kind of funky to work with. That's not as in your face. I kind of like that. Let's see how this goes. All right, now I'm going to try to do this and not have it be confusing. Now, let's see here. I may have to take a glue break. All right, I'm turning on my hot glue gun because I might want to glue something to the top of this, to the neck, to the neck, to the neck, to the neck. All right. Now this can get a little fiddly. Now I'm going to put a knot in the end here just because to see how this, can you see how that's fraying? I don't know if you can really see. Oh, here we go. See, it's all little, several little fibers because it's all twisted together. So I don't want it to keep coming undone. So I'm going to just put a little knot in the end. It's not going to do any, no harm, no foul, as they say. I'm just going to unwind a good bit here. Now what you want to do is make a loop and leave one end hang out. This is going to have to be trimmed off. So this is kind of like a, and you could wrap it and then measure, like say you're making a couple and you want them all to be the same. You could wrap this and see how much thread you're using and then measure if you are making several. But I'm just going to trim it. I'm just going to cut it off. Cutting it off. Cutting you off. This might be hard to see because, see, I'm using something that's really thin. Now this spins and swivels, so I don't have to worry about which direction this is pointing. But if you've got one that doesn't swivel, you might want to, you know, bear that in mind when you're getting ready to tassel it up. So I like to just keep a piece that's hanging down and then make a loop. And do my best to hold that with my thumb. And then just start wrapping it. And when you start wrapping it, you're going to pull it and hope your thread doesn't break. And you can line this up. See, hey, Devin, hi. See, I've got this loose end here. And then you can just really neatly wrap this. See how it's, I've just got the one string next to the other. You just want to be careful because on the back side, see, I've got some fabric coming through here. I'm just showing you so you can see what can happen. It's like a little bulge. And if you don't like that, wrap around it or undo it and redo it. But if you want to have like a long I'm going to call it a collar or a long neck on your tassel, you really want to just wrap it right underneath itself so it's kind of lined up. And then just be aware if you've cut your thread like I have when you're starting to run out. I still have quite a bit. And the tighter you can pull that, the better I think it's going to look for you. So you want to make sure you're going to have enough at the end. So this is what you have, and you're wrapping. So then you're going to take your other end and put it through your loop. Okay. And then your tail that you have hanging down, you're going to take that and you just start pulling it. And when you pull that, it tucks your thread in behind, and they're supposed to stay together. Sometimes I don't trust it so much, and I might tie these two together. But supposedly, once that pulls through, you're good to go. At least that's what it said on the video I watched a couple years ago. I need different glasses to reach that. Oh, I always do this. So let's see if this pair works. It's time for me to go get more contact lenses. What's Andrea saying? In order to make the project and the stamp set was not the one using it, 6 degrees of separation, Mike Fanny, 2 degrees, and one YouTube video. Oh, really? That's wild, huh? See, I've got this loose here. I'm not sure why that's loose. I'm going to tie mine just because I can. Ba, 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 da, ba, ba. Now, I guess I didn't pull that tight enough when I was getting to put it through my loop. I have a little bit of a loopy-doop there. So I'm going to leave it like that for right now. Now, you can trim these to work for whatever length you're wanting it to be. But that's the first one. And then I'm probably going to hot glue something on there. Let's just see what we might have before we start the second one. How am I doing on time? Oh, I'm doing okay. I'm doing all right. Let's just see if I've got anything interesting in here. Now, Peggy sent me some I should have added some ice into my water. Peggy sent me some little doodads. No, I'm going to put it on a tote bag. I'm putting it on a tote. I'll show you my one little tote I have here. That's an old earring that I bought at the market. So that's, that's kind of big, but it would look kind of cool there, wouldn't it? This is where your broken jewelry and stuff like that come in handy. Pin. This is mostly Christmas in here. Yeah, I'm not really Christmas on this one. Not wanting Christmas on this. Really kind of like that. That might be a little too much. A charm, you could use a charm. Oh, Angie's, no, it's going to Angie's house, according to Angie. I think this was probably not the best bag to root in. Oh, look at that. Wouldn't a piece of that, wouldn't a piece of that look cute in there? Mm. This is the kind of stuff my mom would wear. It's a bracelet. I don't know, I guess it was a necklace. See, Kellyanne would be good at, that's a little too heavy. Kellyanne would be good at knowing how to attach this. See, I like that because it's got all those little shimmeries. I wonder if I could attach that. I really like that one. That one's not too heavy. Look, I'm pulling all these extra little threads. Oh, beep, 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 beep. See, here's some old jewelry stuff. Because I think a lot of us never throw anything away. So we have stuff sitting around sometimes for years. But see, then you eventually use it, right? That's the whole idea. You liked it for a reason. You have it in your stash for a reason. Okay, let's see what this one. That probably would swoosh around a lot. Now, the thing is, do I have right here where I can easily get it, a pair of pliers? This I could snip it apart with. And then I need a pair of pliers, maybe. I'm thinking about just tying it on that thread. Okay, I need different glasses, so excuse me for a minute. I gotta put on the glasses I can see with. All right, so maybe I'll just snip it right here. Sure you will. I'm thinking this should snip easier than it is. There we go. Free. I've got to be free. Hmm. Oops, that's wrong. Had the wrong tool. Hmm. Hmm. But one way I grab it, I can cut it real easy, and then the other way, it's like feels like it's made out of different material. There, by George, I think I've got it. Now, of course, if you plan ahead, I could have put a ring. I could have put a ring on this before I pulled it through, but I just didn't do it. This should go through here very easily. Oop. All right. And we're going to say left over right or right over left. Now I could trim those off. Hey, there's Joyce. Hi, Joyce. Good morning. Is it still morning? Yes, still morning. Today is your birthday? Did I write that down and forget? Oh, we got to sing. My throat's so dry this morning. Look at me. I think my camera keeps moving. I don't know why I keep getting my... All right, let's sing happy birthday to Joyce. Sing along at home if you want to. Me, 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 me. Here we go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Joyce. Happy birthday to you. Have a great day, Joyce. Do you have any plans? Or are you just laying low and enjoying some peace and quiet? Do you have children or grands or anything? My littles are coming to visit today. Thanks for telling us. Cool. Cool. Okay. Jacqueline's birthday was yesterday. So that's basically it. Let me show you my bag for those of you that weren't here. Your son is taking you shopping. How wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful. That will be a fun, fun adventure. It's always good to spend time with the sun. Okay, I got a couple pieces here that really need to be trimmed. Let's see, let me get some of my threads out of the way. So this is a little sack. I kind of take my art stuff when I go to my sister's, or like when we were at the hospital or whatever. You know, I have this little sack, and I just put a tassel. I think we made this together one time. And this one I just wrap twine around. And I left it plain. I didn't do any decorating, but you could put buttons on, you know, you could stitch a button on there, hot glue one on, or do whatever. Look, I put a piece of lace in this one. So you could really throw in anything, right? No, why my throat's so dry? Couldn't possibly be from all my yapping. All my yapping. All right, so let me get some of this other. Now, real stiff fabrics probably, not going to work real well for you. But if you have any of this softer stuff, I'm using up this fabric from my chindi rugs. I have a pair of I have like a little pinchers that I can grab things with. What did I do with those now? See, because the little urchin will be in here and she'll steal whatever I drop on the floor, she'll steal. So this next one, I thought I would make it in brighter colors. So we'll put that maybe aside. So I've got some burgundy, and some burgundy that's a little brighter. Now I just kind of tied this all together with another piece of chindi rug. So now again, I think I might want my pieces to be a little thinner than what they are, but I could leave them as is. Get some yellow. Does anybody have any questions? It's kind of straightforward, and you can watch a video and maybe slow it down. This stuff's really kind of crinkly, but it might look cool. Oh, this one's short. I don't know if that'll work so well. Oh, look, this piece is pretty. This is just plain. I might have to go get some ice. Oh, look at this. I feel pretty, oh, so pretty. I feel pretty and witty and gay. So, oh, this is a little piece of white. Oh, I don't know if that will work. Let's see. I think I need some orange. And like I said, I don't know how well some of this is going to tear, but we'll check it out. See, it's all kinds of crazy stuff. This piece is written on, and it's like partially stitched together. Who knows for what? I was taking those apart there for a while. All right. But see, I don't know if I would call this, really sorry fabric. Some of it's sorry looking. But I just finished, where did I put that? One time on a live, I was putting together, oh, I think it's right there. Let me see if I can grab it without knocking everything over. And then I knocked them out of the tree. Okay, I was talking about shipping bags from Amazon. And so that's what this is. And I just took pieces of this chindi fabric. Wait a minute, I got to switch back to my other glasses. Cut little squares and then just started to glue them in rows. So then I flipped it over. And yesterday I just decided to take the bigger pieces and just glue them down for the inside of the journal. I was just going to say, ooh, the camera's not having too much trouble. So then I'll put my pages in. I'm wondering if I should like maybe do a couple little tack type stitches just to add a little something to the inside. But this is basically, you know, trash. It's pieces of the shindig. See there, you can see the brown bag, the brown Amazon shipping bag. Little rag cover. So I think that'll be cute when it's done. Now see this piece here, look how grungy it is. See, that looks really grungy there. I'll just cut that off. I will just cut it off. I've only been on an hour. So I'm just going to put that in the bin. Put it in the bin. Let's see if this tears. I'm just thinking, I mean, it could stay that thick, but I'm just thinking I might like to have it thinner. So if I just maybe in half. Okay, Ange sent me a picture. Did you send it an email, Ange, or did you send it? I can look. I'm so bad at this. Probably email. All right, hold on. All right, so now I've got 3 pieces of, let's see if I can figure it out. I got something marked. I keep getting these notifications. I usually mark not to track or to send notifications. All right, so let's check. There it is, Angie Brown. Oh, that's pretty, Ange. Like, oh, that's pretty ribbon. Look at that. Boy, wouldn't that be beautiful for a Thanksgiving? Oh, you can see my lights reflecting in my phone. A Thanksgiving centerpiece, huh? Is that for the is that for your festival or your event on Monday? Did you say it's Monday? That you're getting ready for? Good job, Ange. I wonder how the weather's going to be for you. It's supposed to be really nasty here for the next several days. No, maybe your event is inside. I was thinking maybe it would be outside. For the festival in town, very nice, Ange. I would think that would sell quick, especially with Thanksgiving coming up. Get anything like that from a floral shop, it can be quite, you know, expensive. Okay. Now, of course, this is different tone. This might not tear very good. Sometimes it cuts crooked. And colors to see that little piece. You know, I mean, if you just, and then if it, with it not being fresh flowers, you know, you can use it again next year. Yeah, this isn't cooperating. So these are going to be some short bits. It looks very festive. Woohoo, that one did good. That one did good. That's really a big piece. Let's see. So I got another piece of that. Let's see. This might be a little too heavy. Are you feeling like you're ready for Monday, Ange? Or you kind of, sometimes I would be like panicking. Like, oh, I only got a couple more days and I want to make all this and I want to make all that. And I would end up making more than I needed, which is good because then you feel prepared, you know. All right, let's add that in. How about some of this brighter yellow? Oh, hi, Penny. I didn't see you come in. Hello, hello. Nice to see you. Hope you're doing well. Thank you. We got our fall groove on. Man, just got her fall centerpiece. Jacqueline was saying it to me earlier that she's ready to decorate for fall. I'm not quite there, but this just happens to be the colors that were in my rug. You're well, very good. That's always good to hear. They're not really flowers. You're going to ask 20 for it. Just wanted to share it with you. And yes, I'm ready. Wonderful. That's good, Ange. I think 20 cents like a good price. This is nice and flowy. Okay, she'll be right back. Look how crazy this piece is. See, it's got something written on the end. Looks like a little bow, like somebody drew a bow. I tried to use just these scissors for fabric, but they still seem a little dull to me. It could just be my imagination. Just my imagination. Once again. It's a little wide. It's a little wide. This one's definitely wide. Let's see. Coming away with me. Ooh, it was just imagination. Running away with me. Woo! I might throw some of my beige colors in here too. Kind of bust this up a little bit. Lighten it up a little bit. There's more of this. This is almost like a fleshy color, but oh goodness me. I'm ripping I'm ripping off instead of ripping straight. I don't know. I don't know if it's just the fabric. I think some of it's me. I'm trying to make a cut line a little deeper so that I have a better shot of, but this is just, see how it's just tearing crooked. Ron ran over to Dollar General. It sounds like he's back. Because we needed bleach. Sometimes, you know how, like your face claws, my mother-in-law used to always do this. I think my mom did too. And she would bleach them every once in a while because they just get that little funky odor to them. And we keep forgetting to pick up the bleach. And I said, well, maybe pick up a little snack for the littles. We're going to have dinner. But they like to snack. And this is even different still, a little bit. This one's not too long. All right, let's see what else we got here. So let's get some of this neutral stuff in here too, and we'll see how this one looks. Now I've got some of those threads that are more of a burgundy color. Maybe one of those will work. This might work in here. I'm not sure that I have any ribbon or anything that would look nice. And well, I probably do, but I don't feel like digging through that drawer. I have a little table sitting right behind me where I keep my sewing machine. And it's not very stable table. And so I hate to move it. And of course, my ribbon drawer is right behind that little table. Oh, that's fun. How old is he, Ange? My great nephews are just a little bit younger than my grandchildren. I think I need to mix these up more. Okay, Andrea's going to lurk. Okay, you take care. Have a good weekend. This one's going to be real chubby. Real chubby. All right, where's my little working tray? It was just my imagination. I'm thinking about trying this. I don't think that'll bust. I think that's pretty strong. It says silk pearl. And, oh, it'll never fit through there. That's really thin. I think I'll go with this one again. I'm going to lurk. I'm going to lurk. I'm going to lurk. I'm going to lurk. Do, 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 do. Look, I've had this in my... I started to pull it. Didn't realize I already had it in with my tassel threads. Oh my goodness. I've worked with these fabrics before and haven't been really bothered too much by all the threads, but today it's just like, woo, they're out of control. Where did I get this, Candy? The hook? The little lobster claw thing? I got it on Amazon. I can put them in my storefront if you want. Um, and then I got the D-ring to go with it because I was using it. Okay, I will do that. Um, I was using it to put the handles on my tote bag. And they worked really well. I'll show you close up. This was just a pair of jeans that I found at Goodwill. No, I think I'm lying to you. I think I found these sitting outside of a business. They had a bunch of free stuff, and I picked up light bulbs. So I just took the jeans all apart. This was like the bottom of the pants. See, I liked how that was all frayed. So then I made a little loop of the jean material, and then I needed something for the lobster claw to hook into. So rather than hooking into the fabric, I just put it around that D-ring. So I got these and I got these from Amazon. See, and then I just put my strap through that part. So if I want, I can take it off. So same with the tassel. I'll be able to attach it where I want and then move it around to a different bag if I want to. All right, let's see. Let me find the end. This is very chubby. Now, if you're going to try to use make a smaller one, like say for a journal, and you're using a smaller ring, or if you want to try to use the pop tab on a soda pop can. Just be careful because this part here can be a little rough where you take it off the can. See, it's a little sharp right there. So you might want to like hammer that down or take a pair of your tweezers and either trim that. You could probably sand that down or just hammer it down a little bit. You don't want to, get cut. I've got quite a bit here. Look, they're all coming. Everybody's jumping ship. They're all coming loose. They're loose. All right, so now I'm going to pull it. Till I get them the way I want, get them kind of straightened out until it's like half and half. This is really going to be a chubby one. This would look nice probably with a little bit of lace in it, but I didn't think about pulling out some lace. Just trying to tuck that through, so I can pull it to where I want it. Give it a little shake. Got some really long pieces here. See, this one's going to be really chubby, no matter how hard I pull that. And I don't want my thread to break either, so I have to be mindful of that. I don't know, does anybody know, is silk strong? Does anybody know anything about these threads? Needle point 13 to 18 count, cross stitch 7 to 11. Normally hand washable. Test first, 100% silk made in Switzerland. Switzerland is quite nice. Now, if I could just figure out how to get it started, would be lovely. I think I've got it. We've got a little slit there. Yeah, it feels pretty strong. Thanks, Candy. Feels pretty strong. So I'm going to fix this one the same way as I did the other one. Now, when I would do something similar for my ornaments, a lot of times I would just take a piece of ribbon and pull it around, hot glue it, pull it tight, wrap it around, and then hot glue it again. That's always an option. But I'm going to go this route. I'm going to go this route again. So again, I'm going to take my thread. I'm leaving a pretty lengthy piece hanging out the bottom. I'm going to make a loop, go in the same way as my hook. I'm going to pinch that together. Maybe I want to go this way. I pulled it the wrong way. So let me make another loop again. I got my loop here. And if you don't like how it looks, just stop what you're doing and go back, unwind it and go back again. Give yourself plenty of room. I've got stuff on both sides of me. I did get my card table cleared off, which is fabulous. Okay. I didn't pinch this together so great. I don't think that is an issue because this is going to be tucked down underneath these threads. We'll see. So I'm going to take the end of my silk, put it through my loop, And then I'm going to find my tail. I hope. I hope. I hope. So here it is. And I'm going to pull it, seeing this. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. It's around my... I'm going to pull it. And that's pulling it down under behind those threads. Look, I didn't do it great. Shocker. Maybe I can pull it back up. Now I don't have my loop. Let's start at the very beginning. The ladies that I watch now, I haven't watched them for a couple of years. Two friends, they were doing tassels. And theirs looked really cool. They had some really cool fabric. Sometimes when you do this stuff, you feel like you're all thumbs. There we go. I'm concentrating on keeping that loop right there. And of course, the longer you have your thread or your cord, the more likely you are to get it tangled, right? Just like when you're sewing, they always tell you not to make your thread too long because you don't want it to get in a knot. This thread's pretty nice. All right. Bringing that through. And I'm going to pull this down. And that gets tucked behind my much better. That gets tucked behind all my threads there. Now, I usually end up tying mine because I just don't trust. I just don't trust it. But if you don't pick at it, it should be fine. But you could tie charm or, whatever you want to something like this. Or just leave it as part of your tassel. Now this one I'll have to trim because this one's quite long and fluffy. All right, now let's see if I have, just a little box that Peggy sent me. My little bits and bobs. Here we go. Thanks, Penny. Oh, oh, oh my. Look at that. Oh, sometimes it always seems like the first thing you pull out. Ooh, look at this. I really like that first one. Wonder how well that would stay on. Oh, that looks like that was an earring. Now for today, I probably would hot glue that, but what I should do is put it on with my E6000. Look at these cool things she gave me. Wouldn't they look cool? What do you think, ladies? Go with this one? I think that looks pretty good. All right, let's see. The thing is, if I do the E6000, it's going to have to sit and not be disturbed. So usually it's good to put like a piece of washi tape, to hold it in place while the glue is really solidifying. I'm just not sure that my Fabric-Tac, because it does have that metal there, that my Fabric-Tac is the best. Anybody have an opinion? I like them. Okay, so if I do that, just hit my keyboard. Hey, hon, would you mind putting some ice in my drink? It doesn't have, I don't know how I would sew it on, Candy. See, it doesn't have a little post. It's flat. It's snapped off. So I don't have anything to loop sewing. It would be great if it was like a button. But I don't know how I would sew that. Okay, let's see where all right, here, I've got this little tube. Yeah, see, it doesn't have a little, that would be great though. So let me find, I'm just not sure if the washi will hold it. Okay. You probably didn't hear me, Ange. I was asking how old your nephew was. Let's see if I can get that to hold it in place while that glue would dry. Oh, you know what I could do, guys? I could put a little bit of hot glue and then the E6000, and the hot glue would kind of hold it, but then the E6000 would stabilize it once it dries. That should work, don't you think? All right, let me try that. So, thanks, honey. I appreciate it. Yeah. What are you cooking?
Iced tea right now.
So, get a load of this crazy thing I did. So, a couple days ago, Ron was at the sink and our water was so hot, he almost burned his hands, which it doesn't usually get that hot. So he was wondering, what's going on? And then the next day he had a hard time getting any hot water. So he said, "Oh, I don't know how old our water heater is." He said, "I guess I should check it." So he's 8. Oh, my granddaughter's 9. They're fun. That's a fun age, right? Cool. So he went over to Lowe's just to see what it would cost to replace it. And then there's a fella that it's like a handyman in our neighborhood. So we gave him a call and he came over and he said, "Yeah, it's old." He said, "They're only supposed to last, 7 years or so. We've been here 10 and it was here when we got here." So he said, yeah, you're probably better off replacing it. He was thinking maybe it needed a part or something, but it looks like the whole thing's shot. But that did not calculate in my brain to like no hot showers. So I jump in the shower this morning and the water is not getting warm, which it normally does fairly quickly. Girls, I couldn't do it. I had to get cleaned up in the sink. And my hair is not good. I mean, I go to the hairdresser tomorrow, and it's better that it's dirty with what I'm getting done. But even still, I mean, it's just like, oh, baby. Oh, that's fun. That's fun, Aunt. Okay, so here we go. Here we go, loop-de-loo. All right, I'm going to put my E6000 right there. Now, this stuff can be stinky. Now, Tanya McGuire, a long time ago, I heard her say, spend the extra money, get the little tubes. You have so much less waste. So that's what I did this time around. So I'm going to put a glop of that there. I mean, this glue really works well for any kind of metal, buttons, glass. You know, you could put this on the bottom of a cup and then glue it to a saucer for out in the yard, you know, in your garden. Then I'm going to do the hot glue there. And then just smoosh it. Just smoosh it. It's 11:45. Do 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 do. I think that looks very lovely. Very lovely. What to do with my other one? What to do? What did I do with it? I'm such a struggle at times. What could it have gone? Oh, here it is. I just folded it up. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Now, somewhere, thanks, Ange, I have a couple other ones that I made. What are they? Where are they? I have them in a plastic bag. One is, I think, Christmas. I think they're right there. Now, these other ones are not made with the chindi carpet fabric. The other ones I just made with fabric from my stash. So let's see. They're not as fluffy, I don't believe. Made these quite a while ago. Yeah, they're a lot smaller. See, now this you could put on a journal. And you can see I used a lot of lace and made my fabric very thin. And then I put in some crazy fibers. And this one I just put on a ring like you would put on a key, you know, put your keys on a ring. I don't know what that's called. Then I got some tulle in there. This is the stuff that's off the top of ruffled lace. See, a stable, that jazz. Usually I use that on a tag. Let's see, I got some glitzy tulle. See, I like putting all that stuff in there. Okay, Candy, hope you feel better. Thanks for hanging in there. You take care. So I've got that one. See, and then this one I would just hook one of my little, see how I have this one on a ring, like a key ring. But if you didn't have that, you certainly could tie a ribbon. Tie a yellow. So there's that one. And I think some of the fabrics that I used here, you know, you'll see something called, I think they call them a jelly roll, where it's maybe like a 2.5 inch strip of fabric, and they're all coordinating, and they roll them together, and it's like a big roll like that, and you buy the whole bundle. I mean, they can be expensive, but sometimes you might see something on clearance or have a coupon. Now, what did I do here? Oh, yeah. This is a Christmas one, but I've got the one piece of fabric is caught. I'm going to snip it. I don't think anything's attached to it. See, now this one I just did Christmas ribbon, and then some neutrals with red and green. See, this is what I was saying about one-sided fabric. So if you have that and that's what you're using, you want to kind of, which I didn't do here, make sure it's twisted so it's like right side up. Just put a button on this one. But then I attached some jingle bells, and this was part of an ornament that I took apart. And same thing, I just have the key ring thing. Oh yeah, my jingle bells still do work. Got some really Christmassy, sparkly tulle. Ange says, I'm mad. Just put the saying upside down on one of my cards. Well, Ange, just stamp it again, right? Exactly. That's what I was going to say, Penny. Stamp it again on a clean piece of paper and pop it right on top, baby. Nobody will know the difference. We're not going to tell anybody. So you can do quite a lot with these. And then, you know, you can attach them to the back of a journal. Now, I showed you one the other day, but that went to someone's home. Let's see. Do I have a journal sitting here close by that's together? Now, this is also chindi carpet. I showed you this before, where, you know, I just took little chunks and put them underneath, zhuzhed them and pushed them up and then tied them on. So that's, you know, if you have one of these carpets and you have a lot of this fabric laying around, this is a fun way to do the spine of a journal. I think that looks really darling. If you don't mind me, you know, admiring my own work. Let's see. I'm just trying to have an example. Oh, here's this one. This is very little because this is the one we worked on the other day. What's today? Thursday. This one is the one we worked on Sunday. The envelopes, and then I added the pages, and then I've got 2 more envelopes, and then more pages in the center. Look, this one almost works. Now, this is very small. This would have to be trimmed, but the coloring works pretty good. But even if you attached it to the front, look how durable that is. You know, and then you just would trim it. So don't discount this. These aren't too hard to make. You can use up a lot of your scraps. See, now this one I just used twine, and I didn't put anything on the neck. I might have to trim that and attach that to this one. This is really cute. That looks really good on there. Woohoo! So I think I'm going to skedaddle a little early, being as the littles are coming. It'll give me a minute to run to the bathroom and kind of get myself situated before they come in. Of course, with the puppy here now, they get a little, they're not afraid of her per se. They're just not sure how they can move, and maneuver with the puppy here. Because our last dog was so old, she didn't really move much. She just kind of laid and looked at them, you know. Oh, thanks, Devin. Thanks for coming in. I appreciate that. It's nice to see you. All right, Devin, you take care. All right, ladies, thanks for joining me. I appreciate that so very much. If you have any questions, replayers, let me know. Don't forget to sub and like and share would be great. I appreciate that so much. Let's remember our dear Keisha. She's having her baby today. So remember her, please. I think Kathy Cow may be on vacation. I think her and her hubby were headed to Alaska. So I saw a couple of pictures. So I'm not sure. I don't think she's back. Maybe she is. I'll have to send her a message and see. But um, you know, how fun for them, right? I've never been to Alaska. All right. So it was so nice to see you all and spend the morning together. So have a great weekend, and I will see you next week. And don't forget, take time to be creative and enjoy the journey. So until next time, my dear, lovely art buddies, have a good day. I love you. Bye bye.